Dad taught me from my earliest memories to love America, the only land in the world that would not only take him in, but immediately embrace him as one of its own. He taught me that America is the greatest country in the world because of our ideals, and that you can be anything in America if you're honest, get a good education, and work hard to achieve your dreams. Those basic lessons from Mom and Dad have shaped everything I've done since. In 1988, when we started City Year with Michael and other friends here in Boston, from scratch as a model domestic Peace Corps, many thought it couldn't be done. We had no funding, no sponsors, no organization. But we had a dream. We worked hard, and we kept telling each other, if we build it, they will come. We put out the call to serve, and oh boy, did they come. It started with young people, as it often does. They led the way. And then came their parents and civic leaders, and then the business leaders came, and then our mayors, governors, and senators came. Even Tom Brady came. And then one cold December day, a young charismatic presidential candidate came. He told us that he had harbored the dream of national service for years. And he promised us that if he became president, he would make a national program of service for all Americans. And in his very first months in office, Bill Clinton kept his promise and created AmeriCorps. Since then, as Andrea mentioned, nearly 600,000 citizens have served our country through AmeriCorps, contributing more than 700 million hours, educating our children, building parks, playgrounds, and homes, preserving our environment, providing disaster relief, fighting poverty, and more. And when we saved the AmeriCorps program from partisan attacks and mismanagement in Washington, few thought it could be done, but we did it. And when we launched the Service Nation Coalition and said we would unite both presidential candidates around a new, bold, comprehensive agenda for service and get it done in the first 100 days, again, few thought it could be done. But with support from our movement and strong bipartisan leadership in the Congress led by our beloved Senator Kennedy and his good friend Senator Hatch, President Obama signed the Edward M. Kennedy Serve America Act last April. Time after time, I have been honored to lead, work with, and mostly learn from extraordinary citizens who committed to a common enterprise, who crafted innovative blueprints, who defied conventional wisdom, and got the job done. We can make our big dreams real, and that is why I'm running for the United States Senate. I'm also running because I think we need to develop a fundamentally new approach to meet the challenges of the 21st century, an approach I call big citizenship. While our world has changed dramatically from even the world of 10 years ago, Capitol Hill is trapped in a debate over the past. It's a broken record, skipping back and forth between, on the one hand, FDR's big government is the answer to our problems, or no, it's Ronald Reagan's government isn't the solution, it's the problem. Let's rely on the market. Neither approach is adequate for today. The old ways of the old days will not do. The policies of the past will not carry us into the future. It's no longer big government versus big business. It's big citizenship. To undo decades of gridlock, we need people, all of you, to get involved in politics, to serve, champion causes, and join movements for change. That's big citizenship. We need a new role for government that recognizes change comes from the bottom up, not the top down. We need to grow what works in the grassroots and reform what doesn't work in Washington. That's big citizenship. To create breakthrough solutions and a tide of jobs for the future, We need to look to and invest in our innovators and entrepreneurs in both the private and nonprofit sectors. That's big citizenship. And we need to foster new partnerships between the public sector, the private sector, and the nonprofit sector. Because to solve all of our nation's problems, we need all hands on deck. And yes, that's big citizenship. And if we are to hold true to our nation's ideals of liberty, equality, and justice for all, we must recommit ourselves to building an opportunity society. For too many people in Massachusetts and across our country, the American dream has become a dream deferred. An opportunity society means universal health care now. It means investing in and reforming our public schools now. It means more partnerships and less partisanship now. And especially in a high-tech state like Massachusetts, it means investing in new technologies to build new industries, fight climate change, and support small business, to create a generation of new jobs now. We also need to understand that while we're big citizens at home, we also have to be citizens of the world. I've traveled to more than 30 countries. I've met with civic, business, and government leaders and social entrepreneurs. I've learned firsthand that the global crises we confront, climate change, clean energy, nuclear proliferation, extreme poverty, pandemics, terrorism, failing states, are deeply interrelated. They cannot be solved by military means alone, nor by any one nation acting alone. Our international institutions were built 65 years ago for another time. To achieve a new era of productive internationalism, we need to breathe new life into old institutions and create new ones to meet the challenges of our times. And we need to be sure we are pursuing the right strategy in Afghanistan and Pakistan and in counterterrorism, because any mistakes we make will be costly. I've spent my life in civilian service, but I've never had to put my life on the line for my country. I have tremendous admiration and respect for the men and women of our armed forces. I have many dear friends who wear the uniform. They have the highest level of service and sacrifice. They're all heroes and patriots. That is why the decision to send our troops into harm's way is the single most important decision any elected official will ever make. We cannot let Afghanistan once again become a haven for terrorists, but we need to pursue a comprehensive foreign policy strategy, not just a military strategy, if we are going to be successful. If elected, I will not support troop increases in Afghanistan unless and until the administration can more clearly define the goals and objectives, show how we will achieve them, and give our people a clear sense of what the cost will be in American lives and treasure and how long it will take to get the job done. Now I want to say a word about this race. This campaign will be citizen-led, citizen-energized, and citizen-financed. And that is why it will be successful. I won't be a perfect candidate. While I've been in public service for more than 2 decades, I've never run for elected office, and I will certainly make mistakes. But I will work as hard for this job as you all work as hard for yours. And I'll tell you, if I'm your next senator, creating new jobs will be job one for me. I will undoubtedly take positions on some of the issues that some of you will disagree with. None of us agree on everything, but I'll tell you this much. I'll always listen to your opinion, and I will use as my touchstone what works and what's best for the citizens of Massachusetts and for our country.